decided to have this event several months ago, we wanted to make sure that this was an annual event that we could all come together to celebrate the strong women in Kentucky. And we wanted to give an opportunity to celebrate and honor a Kentucky woman every single year. So out of this thought, we created the Kentucky Chamber Woman in Leadership Award. In the future, every year, we will be selecting the recipient by having chamber members nominate someone they feel is deserving. And then I don't think I've even told most of my female board members this. The female board members of the Kentucky Chamber will get together in the spring, go through the nominations, and pick that recipient for that upcoming year. So that's how we're going to do it thus far. So hopefully you all have enjoyed the day today and will come again next year. But for this inaugural award, the choice was really very clear. When we think about the Chamber of Commerce, it really is kind of the blending of two worlds. It's the blending of the business world and the political world. And one person obviously rose to the top. This recipient is not only the only female governor Kentucky has ever had, she is also responsible for bringing a small company called Toyota to Kentucky. The Chamber is very honored to name Governor Martha Layne Collins the inaugural recipient of the Kentucky Chamber Woman in Leadership Award. Not that she needs much introduction, but I invite you to join me in watching this video highlighting the life, career, and accomplishments of Governor Martha Layne Collins.
The governor of Kentucky is a woman, and if I'm to be a symbol, then let it signify the kind of individual freedom and opportunity precious to the typical Kentuckians from whom I come and with whom I remain.
Governor Martha Layne Collins grew up in Shelby County, Kentucky, graduated from the University of Kentucky, and was a school teacher until 1970. She then assumed a role as coordinator of women's activities in a number of political campaigns, leading her into public office. Collins served as clerk of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of Kentucky from 1975 to 1979, having been elected to a term as lieutenant governor from 1979 to 1983. Collins sat as president of the state senate, as well as both vice chair and chair of the National Conference of Lieutenant Governors. As lieutenant governor, Collins gained critical experience in leadership, serving as governor 25% of her term. She was then elected as the first and only to date female governor of the Commonwealth in 1983, and the sixth female governor in the nation's history. She is currently the senior former female governor in the United States. During her tenure as governor, she is noted for establishing education reform and economic development as critical priorities, and for achieving success on both fronts. Passage of a $300 million education reform package and the creation of record jobs and investments were highlights of the Collins administration. She was also instrumental in bringing Toyota Motor Manufacturing and many other international supply companies to Kentucky. As a result of the outstanding relationships she developed, Governor Collins was named Honorary Consul General of Japan in Kentucky. After leaving the governor's office, Martha Layne Collins served as president of St. Catherine College for 6 years and the executive in residence at the University of Louisville's School of Business, and as the director of International Business and Management Center at the University of Kentucky's Carroll Martin Gatton College of Business and Economics. In 1998, Governor Collins became executive scholar in residence at Georgetown College in Georgetown, Kentucky. Governor Collins has continued to play a vital role in advancing Kentucky, serving on several boards across the state and receiving numerous awards for her great work in a number of areas. And most of all, Governor Collins continues to be an inspiration for women across Kentucky.
Now, to help us honor Governor Collins, I'd like to invite Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman to the stage. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman is an educator, basketball coach, writer, founder of a nonprofit, and the 58th Lieutenant Governor of Kentucky. She is wife to Chris, mom to Evelyn, adopted mom to Emma, and a bonus mom to Will and Nate. Her family lives in Frankfort. Public service is a way of life for Jacqueline and her family. She was raised to offer a hand up to those in need, and as a result has devoted her personal and professional life to serving her community. She is a tireless advocate for public education and a strong proponent of young women stepping into leadership roles. As a high school basketball coach, Jacqueline led her teams to 5 consecutive record-breaking seasons and 1 appearance in the Sweet 16. She earned Regional Coach of the Year honors in 2015. Jacqueline's leadership does not end in the classroom or on the court. Her experience as an alumna of Emerge Kentucky drove her to found her own nonprofit, Lead Kentucky, in 2013. Lead Kentucky ensures Kentucky's college women are prepared, encouraged, and empowered to seek leadership positions on their campuses and later in their professional fields. Since its inception, Lead Kentucky has empowered 50 campus ambassadors with 29 different majors on more than a dozen college campuses. And I'm not sure if you were here to hear this today, but we have 20 college students in the audience with us today that are participating in this program. Most recently, Jacqueline served as an assistant principal at Nelson County High School. She is currently pursuing a doctorate in leadership education at the University of Kentucky. As Lieutenant Governor, Jacqueline is focused on creating a comprehensive cradle-to-career public education approach in Kentucky that will produce the future leaders of our Commonwealth. As a 5th-generation Mercer Countian, she also concentrates on many of the challenges facing rural Kentuckians. Jacqueline is determined to build a better Kentucky for everyone. And I'm not sure why this was not included in her bio, but we were just talking about at our table. Jacqueline and I have been friends for probably about 18 years, where at 22 years old, we would carpool to the University of Louisville together. We got our masters together at the University of Louisville, and we were one of the few people that worked full-time and then went to school at night about 3 nights a week. We planned our schedule so that we could carpool together, so we took all the same classes. We carpooled because we were 22 and we're saving gas money. So it's no surprise to any of us that have known Jacqueline that she has risen to these kind of heights. So I just want to welcome Jacqueline Coleman to the stage.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you today, but especially to be here to honor Governor Martha Layne Collins. She's a trailblazer, a standard bearer, a shero, a wife, a mom, and an educator. But as Ashley pointed out, she's probably best known as Kentucky's first and only female governor so far. Governor Collins has inspired an entire generation of young women. It wasn't just your words, but it was your example that showed young women that they deserve to be in the boardroom, the executive corner office, and the Capitol hallways in Frankfort and Washington, D.C. And one of those little girls that you inspired was born in a tiny little town called Bergen, Kentucky. I've always felt a kinship with Governor Collins. The similarities between our stories are kind of eerie. I was born while Martha Layne was serving as Kentucky's 48th Lieutenant Governor. And not a day goes by that I don't realize how lucky I am to stand where she once stood. Many of you know both of us are mothers, and we both started out in our careers leading the classrooms of Kentucky and educating our most valuable resource, our children. And if that's not enough, my middle name is also Layne. A commonality that every woman in this room shares with Governor Collins, and I'd say many of us probably learned it from her, is the desire to be better tomorrow than we are today, to strive to be the best at whatever it is that we choose to do. Now, we all know that Martha Layne was never going to settle for just being the first female governor. She also wanted to be the best. So it comes as no surprise to the folks in this room that the greatest investments in Kentucky's economy came when we had a woman in charge. A woman who understood the critical connection between our schools and our economic future. She knew the values of Kentucky's workers would be appealing to international businesses looking to expand right here in America. So she highlighted what makes our people our Commonwealth's greatest asset: hard work, honesty, and resilience, and brought companies like Toyota here to the Bluegrass. In doing so, Governor Collins created real transformational change for Kentucky its families, and completely changed the trajectory of Kentucky's economy forever. So as Ashley comes back up, let me say to Governor Martha Layne Collins, on behalf of all of Kentucky, but especially its young women, thank you. I'm so happy to help present this award to one of my heroes, Governor Martha Layne Collins.
This is great. I'm proud of y'all. You're going to be bigger and better next year, right? Right? Right. Okay. We're not in class, so it's okay for you to talk. I just want to thank everybody for being here today and for inviting me and allowing me to have this great honor. I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm delighted to be here. I see in the room so many people that I've worked with, that we've struggled sometimes, disagreed sometimes, but we've worked hard and we've made things happen. There's so much talent in this room, so much vision in this room. It's fantastic. And I think it's wonderful that you all are doing this. Ashley, it's good to see a female president of the state chamber. Only the beginning, right? I hear you all have had a great morning today, marvelous day, lots of discussion, and I've heard several of you come up and say, we're going to bring some more people with us next year, and my boss is coming. But I just want to say, in accepting this award, this inaugural award, I'm humbled and I'm honored, truly. You know, it's one thing to go to another state or to another place and they honor you. They don't know you all that well. But when home people do this, it really means something. And I just want you to know that. It's special. It's real special. You know, I see Kentucky as a wonderful state. We have our strengths, we have our weaknesses, we have things we should be doing that maybe we're not doing like we should. But I see it as 120 counties. Ladies, that's like having 120 children. They're all different. They have different personalities, different needs, different talents, and you have to know them. Whenever somebody comes to me and says they want to run for office, I say, have you been to all 120 counties? And they look at me and say, well, let's see. Now, I've been to 40, 41. Those are our most populous counties. They would have been there. But what about all those other counties that have talent and ability and vision and needs? They are important also. Because when you work in Kentucky, you need a team. You need teamwork. As I say, it's like it's a family. And so we all have to work. We have to set the goals and we have to work toward them together. The vision here in this room, maybe we haven't cashed in on it quite like we should have already. And we did elect a female lieutenant governor. What's wrong with the second governor, female, of Kentucky? So I see people that have worked with me, and I want to thank all of you for what you've already done, for the accomplishments that you've made in your counties, in your businesses, your communities. I want to thank you. But I want to tell you what I say all the time. So it's good. It can always be better. I want to thank you. I want to thank my family who've put up with a lot. You know, when I first ran, one of the big questions was, well, you got kids. What's it going to do to them? And I weighed that heavily about what would it be like when I'm 90 years old sitting in my rocking chair on the front porch. Am I going to regret the fact that I got involved in business or in politics? Did I neglect my children? I didn't neglect my children. They went with us. And so Marla's here and active, Steve's here and active, and the grandkids are here. Alex is here, 1 of 5 grandkids. So don't ever let that hesitate. Don't hesitate for that, because they learn. They get to know people. They see what life's like. They know the contributions that are made. They know the sacrifices that are made. And it's good. It's good. So I just want to say thank you. I am so humbled with this. Never had an award like this before. And I want to just say that we're going to all keep working. We're going to work before next year. I hope to be back with you next year. And I hope you bring lots of people with you. And I hope we can start chalking off the things we can do. If they tell you it can't be done, show them. Just show them. And if you run into a little hassle occasionally, you know, Toyota's a great company. And they keep growing and they keep contributing, and I can be out shopping and some lady will walk up to me and say, thank you. And I'm thinking, why is she thanking me? And then she says, my husband got a job at Toyota. Now we can send the girls to college. That's just one business, but an important business. Lots of supply companies, lots of other companies have come because a company like Toyota says to a lot of other companies, that's a good place to do business. You ought to look at it. So don't ever let anybody discourage you. Don't ever let anybody tell you it can't be done until you try. And I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for all you're doing. Keep up the good work. Do even more whenever possible. And let's continue to make Kentucky an even better place to call home. Thank you.